couple of random notes before we get started. I want to say that something I meant to say in our last stream that I didn't say as I shared this out, is that Oprah is 70 years old, y'all. She looks amazing. Amazing. Like, she really looks fantastic. Yeah, I'm never going to be over, and nor will I forgive the insurrection, as it were, against Michael Jackson. She can never be forgiven for that, you know. And so while still holding that animosity and that indictment, I can still give it over to say that she really looks amazing. And let me be very quick to point out that that is Oprah's hair, everybody. That's her hair. You can go back and watch an episode when they had that movie called Good Hair with Chris Rock. And she had him on the show. And she had that long hair that we see now, you know. And so they got just a short ways into the conversation. He goes, you know, and Oprah, I know you was doing some things. She goes, no, I was ready for you. This is my hair. This is my hair. And she goes, you could put your hands through it. And he got it, and he touched it. She goes, no, get down to the root. Get down to the root. And she put his hands in the root so he could do all of that. She goes, see, I got you. I got you. I told you. I told you, you know.
No, all mine.
Now that's rich.
No, feel it. No, go ahead. Come on. Come on. All mine.
Wow!
Yeah, all mine. You can pull it, feel it, see it.
Get out of here!
Yeah.
Oh, man!
Yeah. See?
I was like, that's Oprah's hair. Damn. Wow. Which is another reason why the whole Michael Jackson thing is so sickening to me. Because she's so blessed, y'all. She's so blessed. She's so blessed. That's one of the things that made me a fan of her, because I really feel like that she and I, just speaking about me and my exposure to her, I can't speak for the millions of people that know her, but I really feel like that she and I have the same spiritual foundation, you know. There's things that she has said that I'm almost finishing it before she says it. I just know it, you know. And my constant prayer when I would see her doing anything, and I'd go, man, you go, like her power is even in her walk. If you just watch her walk is profound in its movement. Remember, I'm a choreographer. I watch movement. There's power in just her walk, man. And I would just be so grateful for her to see her go in life. But my constant prayer would always be, I just hope that you are right with Allah, you know, that you are understanding from whence this comes, and that is the source you're serving. And, you know, I pray for her, you know, and she's so immensely blessed, you know, and now she's having this renaissance with the color purple. And I heard somebody, or her or somebody, they were calling her the godmother of the color purple. And I just thought, yeah, I buy that. That's so true. Because if you hear her story, I know her story, you know, and what really cinched it for me and drew me closer into her orbit was, I don't know, it was many years ago. I don't know when it was, but I just remember, because I usually sleep with the TV on, like I have to have it on, and I'm under the covers and everything, and it's the morning and I'm still asleep, but I'm hearing this voice. I don't know it's Oprah yet. I just hear this voice saying, first knocks, and then it hits you upside the head with a brick, and then and I was just hearing all this. I'm like, wait, what? And I sat up, pulled the covers out from over my head, and it was Oprah, and she was talking about what I call the whisper. I forget what she calls it now. She was saying everything that I say. I've been preaching about the whisper long before you knew who I was, long before I started doing a YouTube video. She's saying what I say. She's saying that. And then she did my body language. Because when I speak about the whisper, I always say to anyone, if you can get this, your whole life changes. I always do that. Your whole life changes. Your whole life changes. And she said, if you can get this, your whole life. I dive for the phone. I call my sister in New York. And I'm feverish. I was like, Asila, you know how I'm always saying about this? She thought somebody died. I'm like, no, nobody died. Nobody. She goes, what's wrong? I'm like, no, nobody died. I go, you know how I'm always, because she won't listen. I go, you know how I'm always telling about the whisper? Oprah just said what I say. She's saying exactly the same thing I say. She's saying every word that she's saying it. She's saying, I needed somebody to testify, to know that this was a separate voice that doesn't know me saying exactly what I say, and we've never had a conversation. And I say that same thing. I say that, you know? And it was, that cinched it for me. I had seen little things that echoed to me long before that, you know? But that did it. That's it. I go, I know why she's worth $4 billion now or something, but in that moment I go, that's why she gets it. Because I don't do anything in life, I don't make any move without the whisper. It's the constant guide. It's the companion that walks with you. It's everything, man. And I just thought, she's living by this principle. She knows. Anyway, if you go and you hear her tell the story of The Color Purple, when she first read The Color Purple, it was everything for her. The opening line of the book, which I can't quote now, Lord, I'm 14, something, that was exactly her life. That grabbed her. I could relate to that short piece because why I'm married to Janet Jackson now is because when my friends were first telling me, you seen Janet Jackson? You seen Janet? I'm like, forget Janet. She's probably trying to be a brother. I'm over it. I was literally over it. I knew she was Penny and Charlene, and I didn't need anything. I was good. You know, she's not anything. I don't care. And then I'm driving down the street one day. Got the radio on, when you could actually listen to the radio because every song on the radio was good. And there was actually music on the radio. Unlike today. All of a sudden, this beat comes on. And that got me. Dum 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 dum. That was enough. Then do 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 do. When I was 17, I did what people told me. I did what my father said and let my mother mold me. But that was a long ago. I'm in control. Never gonna stop. Control. And on and on. And that was my life being sung to me. I'm not going to get into it now, but I told you guys in the past this whole story. I'll tell it again one day in the future. My bus ride from New York to Los Angeles, but crying in the hiccup cry from New York to Chicago, reviewing my whole life, making a proclamation to myself that from this day forward, nobody tells me what to do. I'll take good advice where it's given. I won't be headstrong. I'll be humble, but nobody tells me what to do anymore. That's it. I'm taking control of my life. Now here was an anthem. I still didn't know it was Janet until the song is over and they go that, and the disc jockey goes, "That's Janet Jackson's Control." I was like, hit the brakes. What? That's my life. Boom, immediately went to Warehouse Records. Y'all young folks on the sound of my voice have no idea what that is. But, and I go, I have to have the Janet Jackson something, just Janet Jackson. And there began my love affair, because from that song on, every album, every song has been my life, you know. And then you get to the beauty and how, I don't even know the word to describe Janet, but she's just everything. But that's the icing on a cake. You see, the cake was what I was in love with. And then, oh my God, and you're beautiful, and you can dance, and you're a performer, like, and. But this was the core, is the message, the music, you know. Yeah, it's like we've had the same life in so many ways. But I mentioned that to tie it to Oprah, like when she said that she read the opening line of This Color Purple, that hooked her, and then she read the book and it became her obsession. And then when she was working in Baltimore, I think it was, long before she went national, or we all knew who she was, then it was, you know, she bought copies of the book and she'd hand them out to her employees. You couldn't work for her if you didn't read the book, because, as she would say, what are we going to talk about, you know? And it just became her thing. And then she was, her agent called her one day and said, you know, there's this movie that's being cast, and you know, you probably could get an audition for it. And she had been praying for The Color Purple and praying for The Color Purple and praying. And she went in, and it was for a movie called Moon Song. And she goes, y'all sure this is Moon Song? Because I've been praying for The Color Purple. And they're like, no, it's Moon Song. And she began to read. And then she saw that the husband to her character was her name spelled backwards. It gives me chills now. Her name is so unique, spelled forward or backwards. And here, the husband of the character she's reading for is named Harpo. Literally her name spelled backwards. She goes, this has got to be Color Purple. It's got to be. Then later, she telling the story, she gets into the part where she called the director trying to see, did she get the part. He's like, no, I just had Alfred. He goes, you don't call me, I call you. I just had Alfred Woodard in my office, you know. And she's a serious actor. Like, you don't call me, I call, and was very curt. And she just figured, well, I guess that's it. I guess I'm not going to be a part of this movie that I know must be The Color Purple, you know. Thumbs up, everybody. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And then she was at this, a spa, but like a, you know, one of these for overweight people, whatever. And she was out on the track, and it started to rain. And she started singing I Surrender All, this gospel piece. And because she had just said, she was just done with it, you know, like everything looked like this was what it's supposed to be. Everything in the universe is screaming, this is what I'm supposed to do. And her relationship to the story and the book and all of it. And then she just had given it all over. And this lady comes running out from the main building and said, there's a phone call for you. And it was Steven Spielberg. Or I think she said it was Steven Spielberg. Saying, I hear you're at a fat farm. If you lose even 1 pound, you could lose this part. Like you have the part of Sophia. And she said, so I thought I needed to stop at the Dairy Queen on the way home. Anyways, it's a beautiful story, and the way she tells it and everything, I mean, it's really something, man. Um, yeah. Anyway, but she's 70 years old now, and she looks the same now as she did when the day she ended her show, when they had that big celebration and, all the celebrities and I mean, and to really bring it home, just to say that, not like, oh, she's 70 and then, like Gladys Knight 70, where Gladys looked good, but they put a lot of makeup on her to make her, and you go, oh, Gladys look good. No, this is like minimal makeup, same makeup we've been seeing Oprah do forever, never caked on, and she looks amazing. Amazing. Something I was watching, there was her and Gail come down a hallway, and she had this dress on. It was I can't even just, I was, and they was somehow showing it in slow motion. My God, I was like, what? You couldn't have been not moved by that. Wow. I never think about nobody's age, and I only know this because they've been doing this stuff for Color Purple, and she's one of their things. She said, at 70 years young, I'm like 70, bitch. What? She must have been referencing. Maybe she's talking about something else. And I go, wait, and I googled it. How old is Oprah Winfrey? 70. Well, she'll be 70 in January. She's 70. Damn it. That's amazing. And no work done. There is something that happened many, many years ago that wasn't work. Because Oprah has been in front of us for so many decades. Certainly, I've watched her very closely. Like, I'm very keen to stuff like that. If you had anything done, I'm gonna protect it. And it's one of the only things that Janet and I fight about, because she wants to have more work done, and I'm telling her no. So this could end our marriage. I don't want to get into it. It's a soft issue for me. But all of a sudden, this crease appeared on the right side of her face, right here, for just suddenly, and it's been there for years. But nobody said anything about it. I scoured the internet. I did everything to see if somebody's mentioned. There's been any mention of, not a human being. No one has said anything. I thought, we're going to act like we don't see that? I don't know what it is. But she's had no work done. And she looks amazing, dude. She looks good. She looks good. And so does Goddamn Gail. Gail looks good. Which I told you guys, I've seen both of them in person. Unexpectedly, I know I was going to see Oprah or Gail that day. And to be that close to her, like, that's Oprah just walking right past me. That's Oprah. That's Oprah. Because it was one of the last rallies that we had here in California right before Barack was elected. It was at UCLA. It was on Super Bowl Sunday, and it rained. 17,000 people showed up at UCLA. Wow. And we didn't know Barack wasn't there. And we didn't know all the people that were. Turns out it was Michelle. That's the day I met Michelle. And, but then it was Caroline Kennedy. It was Maria Shriver. It was Stevie Wonder. It was Oprah Winfrey. But we didn't know any of this. And in fact, even when I forget who introduced her, gave this big build up, and it could have been any woman, you know, and it might have been Maria Shriver, I don't know. And she goes, ladies and gentlemen, Oprah Winfrey. You literally heard 17,000 people go, oh, and then the clapping and screaming started. Because we didn't know. And then she walked out. Like, that's Oprah right there. The fuck? That's Oprah. Now she's where I'm at. She's probably 10 or 15 feet away from me, up on the stage. And it was really something. Like, I mean, it was really something. And then when it was over and then she came down, she didn't stop for us at the rope line because it wasn't about her. So she just came by going, hi everybody, hi everybody. And that, just to have that Oprah voice literally go from her to your ears, not through the TV, was really something, you know. And again, that walk of hers, she just has a purposeful, gonna put one foot in front of the other one, not gonna rush, but gonna be steady. But then it's powerful at the same time. Watch her walk. Watch her walk. Watch her walk, Oprah Winfrey. And then that's when I saw Gail, who was across the stadium, not stadium, what do you call that? It's, I guess it's not a stadium. What do you call that? You know, I don't know. Anyways, and he just went, that's Gail King, you know. You got to see Gail in person to really appreciate her. You know, I've met a few people, especially women, that I can tell you there's no picture or any image of them on television or them being on television that will ever tell you how they look for whatever reason. And Gail King is one of those people. Like, she does not look like that. You see Gail King in person, your whole perception of her is different. It's different. She's different. She's way more attractive than she comes across at any level on television. And the first person I met that I received that from was Paula Abdul. Because when I first met Paula, because I met and had I met Paula at 2 different times, I had 2 separate conversations with her. And that's one of the things that I was struck by the first time that I met her. She's really beautiful. Like, she's really beautiful. And you can see that she's Brazilian and French Canadian because she is darker than anything you've ever seen of her on anything ever. That's a woman of color, a term I hate. But Paula Abdul is stunning, y'all. Like, wow. Wow. Like, wow. I thought you looked like that. And what's even crazier is I met her after the show because we were at the Arsenio Hall show. And it was Arsenio's first show back from hiatus. And she performed. And then I think she came out and sat on the couch and talked to him during that show. I'm in the audience, I'm looking at her. But she's under lighting and all of that. I'm not that far from her. But now, when she comes out, because it was a whole, I'll tell you later, another time, how we ended up at the back door of stage 29, which is where Arsenio used to take a show back in the 1990s. And when she came out, that's not how she looked. She's beautiful, man. Like, Paula Abdul is, wow. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. If you saw her, you go, oh, you know, she takes you back. She's really something. Like, my God, you know. And so Gail King has that thing where she doesn't look anything like she looks on TV or in print or anything like that. So Oprah's 70.